Hi, I'm Adam with Jazz Hacks from TruerMU. One of my students asked me a really interesting question. He says, when there are pairs of triads, is there a rule of thumb about which triads you can piece together? Like, how do you know that this is going to work with this? Is that possible? Can you do that? And of course, what I told him was that there are millions of rules about how to go from one triad to another or which triads you can put on top of one another. Lots of different rules about that. And it's more of an art than a science and has to do with context and when you play what. That's the long answer. But there's a short answer. And the short answer is that anything you repeat becomes a thing. So you could take two chords that really don't sound good together, right? Those are pretty far apart. They're like two minor chords on the tritone. This is the tritone. Here's the fourth, sharp. Any two chords that are related by that tritone are going to be far apart from each other, at least in sound. But if I repeat it, suddenly it's not a dissonance anymore. Now it's a thing. It's a piece that goes like this. I've unified them. My mind is no longer hearing two chords that don't sound good together. It's hearing two chords that are related because they're connected. You can do this with any two chords. Any two things that you do a lot become a thing. Here, I'll do something crazier. If I do this groove, and I'm using the same kind of rhythm groove, so let me do something a little more basic here. I'll just maybe do something wacky. Now that first chord you heard, you may have thought, whoa, what is that? And then I resolved to the F, right? And these are related, but they're very distantly related. They're really just, it's a C to an F, but I threw so much color in there that, what is that? But when I resolve to the F, it's nice. Now if I repeat it, then you're like, the second time you hear that dissonance, you're like, oh yeah, that's that weird part. That's that weird part of that thing he's repeated. So anytime you repeat something, it becomes a thing. And it can be safe. So repetition can become the key to making weird sound good. If this is either not enough theory for you or too much theory for you, why don't you come check us out at truermu.com. We have a fantastic site where we can get you started on jazz at the entry level, so that if you know absolutely nothing and you want to start with us. And if you know stuff but are not confident with what you know, you can come in and fill in the holes with us. A better way to learn the piano, TruerMU. We will see you there.